brings us to Indianapolis, Indiana, where they fire up the crowd with the striking of the anvil as it's time for football at Lucas Oil Stadium. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's our visiting team and the Indianapolis Colts. On the Jacksonville sideline, there is their head coach. Her squad off to a strong start, 2-0 to begin the campaign. On the other side, it is the head coach for Indianapolis. His team fell on the road last week trying to turn things around in front of the home folks here. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. And off we go from downtown Indy. Oh, he's got room past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft. It's Trevor Lawrence.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got it.
Right away, they're coming after him, and they get him. A sack on the opening snap of the game. Jalen Carter in there for the sack. It is a loss of 6 to begin the drive.
Prior to the opening kickoff, the home crowd is rocking. They're on their feet cheering. Well, one play in, got a little quieter in here. This defense came out, and they took the fight right to them, able to bring the quarterback down for an opening play sack to get their defense settled into this one.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. Right side, that is hauled in by Lawrence. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for third down.
Brings up 3rd and 11.
From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He'll take a deep shot for down. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They'll be led out by the man from UCLA. Here comes their rookie quarterback.
When you have a chance to kind of poke around the locker room, Mike, and talk to the coaches and the players, and you say, how would you best describe your quarterback? The word perfectionist, it seems to come up pretty often, and it's pretty clear to see why. He was not happy throwing that pick last week, and otherwise it was an incredible stat line. So that's the drive that allows him to just continuously improve week in and week out, and I'm anxious to see what a better performance even looks like here today.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
Brings up 2nd down.
On the go. Come on. To throw, it's Rodgers. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen, and they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Brings up 3rd
throwing, Rodgers. They'll look to set up the screen here. That one way too slow in developing. They rally to the ball, they get the man, and it's no good.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
Got his man. It's complete to Thomas. And he's going to have a Jags first down. That'll wind up a gain of 11 on fourth down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is
a second effort, and he is in. Touchdown, Mexico City. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. He'll get it. Across the 20, mark them down at the 23-yard line. The Colts offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They had that pick on the opening drive. It led to a touchdown. So 7-0 the deficit as they get the ball back first and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And maybe a little more conservative approach following that interception on the last drive. With nobody open, instead of forcing it downfield, he just throws it away, and you can tell he's trying to avoid another costly mistake.
Second and 10.
Hey, go, go! Go, go! Here we go.
They go play action for Lawrence. Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10.
Hey, so hot!
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield.
49-yard line.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Start.
The drive will start on the ground. He gets free. And he will score. Touchdown, Jaguars. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season.
Well, on one sideline, you're ecstatic. You couldn't have dreamed up a better start. 2 drives, 2 long touchdowns. But then across the field, they've got to answer some hard questions. They've got to figure out exactly what they're doing wrong defensively, because if there's one thing in the NFL, you cannot give up big plays, and you especially can't give up big plays for touchdowns.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. He knocks it through, and the Jaguars move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Colts offense ready to take over possession of the football. And it's been a rocky start. An interception on the first drive and then a punt the last time they had it. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They'll run here. This is Devon Achane. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, it's been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Y'all gotta pump my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. Anybody know Power Ranger?
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Lawrence. This one batted away. Good coverage there. It's incomplete. Christian Gonzalez, first rounder out of Oregon. Tight coverage there.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league, and when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down, and he's going to be out of bounds, well short of what he needed. And the punt team will come on for 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3 and out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Jaguars offense ready to get back to work. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. They'll begin here on the ground. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll stay on the ground. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
1970 Timberwolves.
He'll get it again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's third down.
A 3-yard pickup, and it's third down.
Here we go. Set.
Rodgers. This one intercepted. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
You know, Mike, what I think is interesting is we had a chance to sit down with this young player this week leading up to today's game, and it kind of felt to both of us that he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He fell to the second round on draft night. In his mind, he thought he was a first-rounder. But I'll tell you what, whatever round he was drafted in, if he keeps making plays like this, there's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be kicking themselves for skipping over him on draft night.
They'll start on the ground. It's A-10. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. So try again. It's second and 10.
Hey, Lion.
Now Lawrence. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack. And it'll set up the third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
It is third and 10. Here's Lawrence. Out to his right. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Jaguars think they have it, and they do.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. We'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. Ready? Rodgers on first down. They'll try to set up the screen. Here. And that one just too long to get going. They'll come up and stop him before the lineman to get out to lead the way. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Let's go.
Now they'll run on the draw, and they'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. 1 quarter in the books. 14-0 is our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. The Jaguars with the ball. As quarter number 2 begins, as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready?
They'll stick with him again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Right back to him on 1st down. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
At the 16-yard line.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
60 back.
Rodgers. He'll try to hit him with a screen. This one going to be sniffed out. Blown up in the backfield.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. What great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's 4th down.
And the best offense on 3rd. Mike, is to be really good on 1st and 2nd down. This keeps teams from putting themselves in these unfavorable positions. It's part of the reason why these drives continue to stall out.
A 34-yard attempt.
Little's kick is good. And the Jaguars stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. So we've seen from the start of the season the change in the kickoff rule, the ball coming out to the 35 instead of the 30. Greg, as you talk to folks around the league, there's been a little bit of a change philosophically in how to approach even when you kick a field goal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think so much of the initial conversation is how does the kickoff team handle it? Do you hooch it? Do you kick it out the back of the end zone? And I think there's going to be a wide array of approach. But maybe the part that doesn't get talked about enough, Mike, is how the new kickoff rule actually changes how you play the game offensively. So think if you have the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's 4th and goal from the 3. In the old days, right, the days that we all remember where a touchback following a score, in this case a field goal try, you would kick the ball out of the back of the end zone, hopefully, and it would be a touchback, and you would lose 17 yards. Instead of on a failed 4th down from the 3, your opponent getting the ball at the 3-yard line, they would now get it 17 yards deeper at the 20, and you would get 3 points as a result.
Got it.
Now, all of a sudden, if you do settle for that field goal, the chances of my opponent now possessing the ball following the kickoff outside of the few significant field position, more 4th and goal situations, because even if I fail, I would much rather defend my opponent when they're inside their own 5-yard line than outside of their own 30-yard line, because the difference